A new shift in Catholic policy as Pope Francis has now authorized Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples.
12 News reporter Brock Wilson's been following the story today. Joins us here in the studio with details on what this means for the Catholic community. New at 6.
Pope Francis authored a new document announced this morning explaining his decision to allow priests to bless same-sex couples. There are quite a few stipulations, however. The document says same-sex couples wanting God's love and mercy should not be subject to, quote, an exhaustive moral analysis to receive it. But the decision does not extend to marriages. In the document, the Pope reaffirms that the Catholic Church believes marriage is between a man and a woman, and same-sex blessings must be non-liturgical and not bestowed at the same time as a civil union. However, the Pope says blessings must not be denied, full stop. Today I reached out to the Catholic Diocese of Wichita for comment, and they gave me this statement. The Diocese of Wichita will respectfully decline to comment as we learn more about the doctrinal declaration issued by the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith. Other Catholic groups I spoke with today deferred to the diocese for a response. The Diocese of Wichita says it should have a better understanding of the Pope's decision sometime later this week.